Hey sis!
Hey sis!
I wanted to ask you, how do I tune into the Oaze show in collaboration with the Australian Embassy? Easy. It airs every other Wednesday, 4 to 5 p.m. Hey sis!
Hey sis!
I wanted to ask you, how do I tune into the Oaze show in collaboration with the Australian Embassy? Easy. It airs every other Wednesday, 4 to 5 p.m. on 104.7 FM. Sis, how do I? Brought to you by Oaze.
Hey! What it do? Welcome.
Hi.
I hear myself now. Welcome.
Yes, hello.
It's Oaze back here at it again, not only on Friday, but on Wednesday.
We are back. Yes, we did. Did we miss one? I feel like we missed one.
No, this is our second one.
Yes.
So we had some time in between, and we did the first show, which was the introduction a couple of weeks back, but now we're going to start coming back with more of a consistent flow. So we'll be here twice a month, so every other week, and this is the second week, so welcome, y'all.
Yes, welcome back to the second week of Sis, How Do I? Brought to you by Oaze in collaboration with the Australian Embassy. So we talked about this in our introduction a few weeks back. It is a project that we created just to make more shows around empowering women, talking about women's issues, and getting at
that scared me too. I can hear you just fine now.
It scared you. I need to catch my breath. Okay, I'm okay.
We can hear ourselves in the microphone. That's all, y'all. Proceed, my love.
Just scared the living hell out of us. But yeah, we created this so we would be able to talk about women's issues, not just issues, but the good stuff too.
A little bit of everything.
Yes, and do it with amazing women around the city and in our circles, members of our family, and so many other things. So that is why we created Sis, How Do I? Hope you guys become a part of the journey. The first video
officially came out last week. It feels so much longer than last week, right?
It does.
And our first video that came out was about hair. So we called it Sis, How Do I? A Hair Journey.
Yes.
And it was our first video that we wanted to do because we were talking not just about hair, but, particularly the context of Ethiopian hair.
Yes, ma'am.
And the evolution of how that has looked like decades, down, and how that has changed and shaped who we are. But also we talked a little bit about my journey and TG's journey, which was really cute. You guys have to go check it out on our YouTube page.
We have our baby pictures.
Yes.
Is the best way I can explain it to you guys.
People were like, oh my God. They're like, what? You guys
adorable.
are so cute. We are very cute babies. We're very cute now, y'all, but we also are very cute babies. So it was a lot of fun to be able to do that video.
Yes.
And we want to take some time today just to talk about what that looked like for us, what our personal experience is. Hair is something that is a hard and sometimes a very sensitive, topic to talk about for women.
And not just for women, for men too. I'll give you that.
Yes.
Actually, men are very sensitive about their hair.
At least, what I mean?
Hairlines, at least.
Yes, I could say that. Their hairlines, their beard lines, that is a very sensitive topic for men. But I think for women, we are starting to come together and be able to openly just talk about our traumas, our struggles, but also the freedom to be able to express ourselves in our hair too. So I think it's great to be able to discuss that and know your guys' journeys too.
Yes, and I don't care what anybody says. No, we don't technically have like a dress code that requires you to straighten your hair, but we sort of kind of do. It's implied.
It's unspoken, absolutely.
It's like this unspoken rule where to look proper or professional or well kept, you somehow have to tame your hair with either heat or perm or something.
I don't know when that became a thing, but it's a thing.
Especially for an African country.
Absolutely. And I think now we're coming to the point of if you want to be able to have natural hair, just a natural hair journey where you just leave your hair the way that it is in its natural form, that's being celebrated. But also we're not condemning those who want to straighten their hair too. Speaking of myself.
You know what? After we did that video is when I was like, I'm going to go get my hair done.
It's so funny, y'all, because TG legit for like over a year has not straightened her hair. She's been rocking her natural curl pattern. It's so incredibly beautiful. Everywhere we go, she gets so many compliments from people, and they're just like, oh my God, your hair looks amazing. I know that it's been a journey for you.
It has, but I've definitely come to a place where I embrace the hell out of my natural hair. But even me, even I, the person who's become like the symbol of an afro at this point, even I need a break.
I think we all do.
And then I need to go burn my hair a little bit so I can get a couple weeks off of having to take care of my natural hair.
Whereas I was on the opposite side of the spectrum.
Yes.
I was frying my hair, y'all. I mean, I look great, but it was like, I have so much hair. So for those of you, queens and kings out there who have a lot of hair, y'all know my struggle. And it's just like, it's so hard to tame. And you're like, I don't want to deal with this. So I straighten it. Yeah. And it over time starts, getting affected. And I've seen, the breakage in my hair. So now, guys, this is the first time I've done shurupa in years with my natural. I've never done this.
It looks so pretty.
The last time I did this, y'all, I was like 12. I'm not kidding. It was so long ago. And I was like, I gotta do it. And I'm like, what am I gonna look like? I dead ass didn't know how my face was gonna look like. And then I did it one day and I'm like, TG, I did a thing. And she's like,
I love it. And yeah, so we look completely different from what we looked like two weeks ago.
A friend of ours saw us today. He's like, what? I didn't even know it was you two. Shout outs to Panda.
What up, Panda? So that's basically sort of the idea of what the first video was about. We will explain a little bit more about what it was like growing up here or growing up in the States, and the differences in, the types of hair trauma you experience in those things, what it's like to be an adult
and
here,
experiencing that kind of,
still sort of experiencing the trauma from hair, and how you can heal from it and learn to love your hair no matter how nappy or kinky or whatever type of texture you have.
I don't think a lot of people really sit and think about it as a trauma.
Yeah.
Because you kind of feel like, well, this is how my life has been. These are the experiences I've had to deal with and I still deal with. And you don't really realize how much it shaped you as a person. So we definitely want to dig in and talk about that in today's show. But we also want to give you guys the chance to be able to share and tell us your stories too. So y'all know where to find us. Make sure to check us out on our social media at Awaze Show. That's AWAZESHOW. But if you want to converse with us in today's topic, check us out on our Telegram at as well Awaze Show. So let's get to some music.
Yes, ma'am.
And then we're going to come back with more here on ABC 104.7. Do not go anywhere. Don't move a muscle. Let's get it. Hey sis.
Hey sis.
I wanted to ask you, how do I
tune into the Oaze Show in collaboration with the Australian Embassy? Easy. It airs every other Wednesday, 4 to 5 p.m.
Hey sis.
Hey sis.
I wanted to ask you, how do I
tune into the Oaze Show in collaboration with the Australian Embassy? Easy. It airs every other Wednesday, 4 to 5 p.m. on 104.7 FM.
Sis, how do I? Brought to you by Awaze. All right, we're back at it again.
How do you do?
Hey y'all, this is Awaze in partnership with the Australian Embassy Ethiopia on our show called Sis, How Do I?
Sis, how do I?
Yeah, so we were talking about before the musical break about how this show is going to be about a hair journey.
The first one at least, yes.
Yes. So the first show that we had where you heard us, that was our introduction to the entire project that we're doing to the show. But this show is going to be about, I guess, commentary in our first video about our hair journey.
True. So if you haven't seen the video yet, you can go ahead and check it out on our YouTube page. It's at Awaze.
Yes.
AWAZE. If you say, sis, how do I? A hair journey, it'll pop up as well because that's the title. And we had a very interesting conversation with somebody we consider family, which is Radit.
Shout outs to Radit, Curl
Love.
Love.
Shout outs to you. Shout outs to Curl Love. She is one of the first people that we had on our Awaze show.
Yes. So we had her back like in January, guys.
Sheesh. And this was a point where we were just starting to talk about it and be like, I've been doing it for a while. Howie's doing her braids, and you were doing wraps at that point. If
I
you
was.
remember.
The first show I was doing wraps. I haven't done that in a long time.
Yes, everybody at ABC knew you as the girl who wore wraps at that
I
point.
did. The thing is, I've been experimenting with my hair look, I think, for some time. And I was like, TG, like, if I really like a look, I'm like, TG, I think I'm going to incorporate this into one of my styles.
Yes.
And
Be like, I'm going to keep this a while.
yes, the wrap, I think I'm going to take a break with that. The box braids for sure.
Yeah.
And now I guess shurupa. This is new, guys. Y'all have no idea. But I think that me and TG have grown so much in our journey just as women personally.
Yes.
Like, what has this journey been like for you personally?
So the reason that I resorted to all the things to make my hair more manageable goes all the way back to me being a kid.
Okay.
And until I was in like 8th grade or so, I'd never been to a hair salon. My mom would never let me. She also had really thick hair when she was a kid. But a friend of her convinced her that they should shave it.
Oh, what?
Made her shave it and didn't shave it herself.
Jealousy. Jealous friends.
And my mom was never really able to grow her hair back the same way after that.
Oh my God.
And she had really thick, really long, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Still a struggle, but beautiful hair. And she lost it. And she always regretted that. So she was super protective of my hair. And
Absolutely.
I'm the only daughter.
Yeah.
It's all boys in the house. So my mom did not want anybody to do my hair. She didn't want anybody to touch my hair. I was forced to do the whole kibe thing. And man, even by the time I was like 4 or 5, I had just had thick, very strong hair that if you didn't put a ton of water and product in it, you couldn't comb it to save your life.
Wow.
Like, it would break combs left and right.
No way.
It was just like, there's no other way to call this Negro hair in just the purest, form. And so the only person who would do my hair was my mom. And every 2 or 3 weeks, I'd take him out, wash my hair, and do box braids. It used to take about 7-8 hours.
Oh, wow.
Because it was really thin box braids and I had a lot of hair.
Right.
So we'd wake up Sunday morning, have breakfast, and just do that for the rest of the day. It was painful. It was annoying. It was just, I hated hair day.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so by the time I was old enough to be like, no more.
When was that?
That was like 7th, 8th grade, where I told my mom, I'm done with this. I can't do this anymore.
Right.
And I bought perm.
And permed your hair.
Permed my hair. First time, it didn't really do nothing. So I had to perm it twice for my hair to even have just the slightest change.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, okay, better. Now I can go to the hair salon.
Huh.
And that's when I started doing cask and all of those things, and like started to at least have slightly anything besides a box braid going on, because for the first 12-13 years of my life I just had box
That was
braids.
just it. Wow.
Because you could never put my hair into a ponytail. It just was impossible to do so.
Wow.
Because we didn't know about mousse or gel or
Of
wedding.
course.
We had no idea how to style just normal hair. And so by the time I got to campus, the very first thing I did freshman year was cut it all off.
What?
Yes. As soon as I got to campus, I was like, I want a French cut. So 3 months, 3 months of living away from my parents, when I went home, the back of my hair was shaved off. And I was like,
Your mom must have been
she was
frantic.
just like, whatever. She was so done with me. But I cut it a bunch of times. I dyed it a bunch of times. As soon as I got my
You have been on that
freedom.
journey for a while, though.
Yeah.
Even until I met TG, she was still cutting her hair, coloring her. Literally, it was like she had a color every year.
Yeah. I did it. I've done every color you can think of except for maybe like pink or blue or something.
And I've been encouraging her because she want to go traveling, and I was like, do pink.
I want to do pink
I
at
think
some point.
pink would really be something you could rock. For me, though, according to my hair journey, what? Child, let me tell you.
Okay.
So when I was 11, so my mom used to always do all of our hair. And I am in a house of women, house of girls. So I'm being the oldest. My mom did all of our hair. She'd braid our hair and stuff like that. And I think it was when I was in 5th grade that I started to do perm relaxer. I was like 5th grade. I was very young. So you're like
You were.
10.
Yes.
And it was like my mom's friend from work who would do it for me. And it would burn my scalp, child.
To this day, I think I have a little bit of...
There's trauma from that. And so, like, you know how it just kind of like...
It smells very weird.
It's like, it smells like chemicals in your hair. And it's like, why does my hair smell like this even after washing it as profusely as I have? But that's when I started. And it wasn't until I was 11, one day I went to the bathroom at this like after school youth program thingy that my parents used to put me and my sister Alco in. So my hair is uneven naturally.
Okay.
So it's longer in the back, shorter in the front. I didn't know that was a thing that people naturally have. There are a lot of people who naturally have different, I guess, hair lengths. And I was like, why isn't my hair even? I, as an 11-year-old, took these school scissors. They're not even sharp, TG.
Oh, Jesus.
It's like what you cut with, like, construction paper. Went to the bathroom, and my 11-year-old ass was like, I'm going to cut my hair. Came back from the bathroom, and my hair was choppy as hell.
Jesus.
And the woman was like, what did you do? And my mom saw me, and she was so upset. She was like, why? Why'd you do this to your hair? And still my hair grew back uneven again because that's just naturally the length of my hair. And it was so hard for me to accept because my sisters have such long hair.
They do.
All three of my sisters, yeah. And I was like, I think after that my hair never grew back as long as it did because it was much longer. It was like more almost to like close to like my elbow. And it never grew back the same way simply because, one, I've put a lot of heat and I've just put a lot of strain on my hair. And I think it's because I was stressed out about it too much. I was like, I want long hair. And the universe was like, stop stressing about it. And I think once I've stopped stressing and I started doing the box braids, have you seen that my hair started growing?
Absolutely.
The volume came back. My hair started growing. I was like, TJ! And TJ's like, I see it too. So I think me and TG being younger, we experienced a lot of trauma with hair.
Oh my God, yeah. No, you're not fully a woman, a girl, if you haven't just out of the blue cut your hair in the mirror with the most messed up scissors ever.
And
I've given myself bangs that were terrible.
So have I. And I did that earlier on when I was in campus. Like, I think I was in my first year of campus. What was I thinking? I was grown then. It was bad. Oh my God. But it's something that you are trying to figure out. And not only that, I think I've received a lot of hair trauma from the hair salon because when my hair gets washed, I have so much hair and people expect my hair to look a certain way. And once I wash it, my hair goes, we don't like water. So it starts to get like tangly. And it's not because I think when it comes to hair and water as a black woman, it doesn't matter what hair type you have. There needs to be certain shampoos and conditioners that you use, certain brushes that you use, because not every brush works for the same woman, to be able to detangleize. So I had issues with detangleizing my hair, and I've received so many insults from the hair salon where they're just like,
I give up.
Why is your hair like this? And blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, damn, I don't know. So once I started to find hair salons that knew how to manage my hair and detangle my hair, I started to feel like I could be myself. Because you feel anxious.
You do. And you feel scared. Even though you're paying money to go get your hair done, people
that you're going to be
make
judged.
You feel small.
Very small. And you're coming in there to look good. You're coming in there to boost your self-esteem. And when people are just like, the ones doing your hair, like, oh, your hair is like this. And it's like, boo-boo, look at your hair. Like, you want to say something. But obviously, my point is that I still experience that to this day. But I've come to a point in which I love myself now. So I don't even answer people. When people say things, I'm like, yeah, just do my hair.
Part of the trauma for me it's just I have a lot of it. Yeah. It's not particularly long, but there's so much hair. Like if I blow dry my hair, you can't see my face, nothing. I'm gone. I'm out of there. It's just, and that has always been a problem. Like I've never done shurupa, like straight up shurupa.
Why not?
I think maybe twice in my life I've had shurupa. Because detangling it is fine. Parting it is not.
How so?
My hair is unpartable, is the best way I can put it.
Get out.
In the sense that you can detangle it, part it, and then it will retangle again.
That's
the second,
crazy.
you know what I mean?
Okay.
And so, oh man, I can live with box braids, but shuruba is a whole other ballpark that I am not willing to go
You
there.
did box braids last year around this time, and
Which
it
I do
looked
myself.
it looked fantastic.
Yes, which I do. Even the box braids, I make sure that I am at home, I detangle, I blow dry my hair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that I'm not dealing with having to part my... Oh, God. Please don't ever make me part my hair. For the longest time, that has been my biggest fear, is just parting my hair is just not for me.
You know what my biggest fear was? During COVID, having, when all hair salons were closed, having to deal with my hair myself. Because I have so much hair, guys, and I have long hair. And like I said, my hair doesn't like water. And the fear of having to be left alone with my hair. I know that sounds crazy, but I never had to worry about it. And it was interesting because you know how there's like these getting ready with me that celebrities do on Vogue on YouTube? And I came across one with Kat Graham. She plays as Bonnie from Vampire Diaries. Apparently, she's always worn wigs on set when she does movies and stuff like that. When she said that, she did that because the people on set didn't know how to deal with her hair. So when she was in COVID, she had to deal with her own hair, and she was literally crying to her assistant because nobody could help her at that time. She was like, "You're leaving me alone with my hair." And she was telling her story and crying. She was like, it was so hard for me because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what products to use. I've never been left alone with my hair. And I could not relate to that more. I was like, wow, the fact that she's so transparent. How many people can attest to that?
True. I think we all... Here's the problem with women helping each other through things like hair. Is we tend to diminish other people's struggles. Like, oh my God, you can't braid your hair, you're an adult. Oh my God, you can't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We tend to look down on other women for not being able to do whatever they want with their hair whenever they want to without assistance. And we really need to put that aside because every single one of our hairs is very different.
And not only that, maybe some of you, it's easier for you to take care of your hair, but maybe in some other form of your life, you need assistance. And I think that there needs to be much more empathy in terms of understanding people's struggles.
And that's the thing I understood since I started just taking care of my natural hair and developing a curl pattern and all that. And now it looks great. And I do have a lot of women who are strangers come up to me just to be like, what did you do? How do you do this?
Right.
And I'm just always excited to be like, do this and then do that and then do this.
Because you understand the struggle.
And they're always like, oh my God, you're so nice. And I'm like...
Because people are not willing to tell the secrets, TGA. People who have your kind of, you know, curl pattern and have become successful at managing their hair, they're kind of like, well, I figured this out myself. I'm not telling you. So for you to be that transparent,
so messed up.
Because you don't lose nothing.
True. And I've tried and failed on multiple things before I've had. And I don't want you to make the mistakes I made. I understand what it's like to have a bad hair day.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? You can say whatever you want and be like, I don't care what my hair looks like. But I know, and everybody knows, that a bad hair day will literally ruin your entire day.
Oh, tell me about it. Or even when you're trying to style your hair and your hair just won't cooperate, the frustration. And it's like you have to get out of the house at a certain time, and your hair is like, I don't care.
I want to cry so much.
Bad. Completely get it.
I don't care how strong of a person you are. That is something that breaks your and I hate it.
I hate it.
Oh my God.
Especially when you've already worn your clothes, you have your makeup done, and the last thing
everything
you have to do
looks good.
is style your hair, and your hair is like, nope, not today. Oh my God. As a grown woman, you will physically be in a fit. It will change your mood.
It is a tantrum of just being like, don't talk to me. And so these are the reasons that, yes, it's little things, and yes, there's other things to worry about. But I promise you, if I have a bad hair day, I won't care. Because that's the only thing I'm worried about at this very moment. And it's bothering me to the core.
Me and TG, by the way, guys, if you know me and TG, we're the type of people, we like to dress for comfort. So we like to just feel good in the clothes that we wear, but our hair and our face will be beat to the gods. Okay? It will be beat.
I will make up for everything else with just
hair, neck
up.
You guys don't understand. If you guys see us, you'll be like, oh, they weren't lying. So for me, I think when we worked at the previous place that we were at, everyone always saw my hair done.
Yes.
Like every single time. I was known with the girl whose hair always looked good.
Yeah.
So I remember one day where I just didn't care and I kind of put my hair back like in a ponytail or something like that. It just was like whatever. And somebody was like, are you having an off day?
Oh, man.
And I was like, excuse me? And she was like, are you having an off day? Your hair is always done. And I'm like, boo-boo, you've known me for like 2.5 years. Do you know how hard it is to keep it up? Sometimes I need to rest. And you will even have sometimes other women.
Mostly other women. I'll go with mostly other women.
Who are not as understanding. And you think that they would be. But like I said, this is where compassion comes in.
Mm-hmm. And this is where that sisterhood of definitely don't kick a woman who's already having a bad day. Because you will go on her like revenge list immediately.
She won't forget it. She will not.
That's that stuff I will take with me to the day I die if you kick me on a bad hair day.
I'm not going to lie. Habeshas, we already have like a grudge-filled nature. Yes. So it's like on top of that.
I will never forget you. But it definitely comes from a place of compassion of where women really need to look out for each other. If my hair is a little messed up and wonky and you know how to fix it, God damn it, help me fix it. How dare you?
You know that saying where a woman just kind of straightens the other woman's crown without having to put her out on blast or having to
tell
her?
The world that it's crooked?
Exactly. So it's like you can wear your crown and you can fix your sis's crown without having to tell the whole world. And I think the reason why that this was one of our first topics for our project was that we understood that this is a big thing.
We all have, like on a daily basis, these secret battles that we fight.
We do.
Because of our hair. And this is excluding the women who decided to shave it off entirely. All the freedom.
I envy you guys. I have wanted to. At one point, I wanted to just turn my hair into a rasta because I was like, you know what? I'm not dealing with this anymore, and I would look dope. That was like in my phase where I wanted to look like Lisa Bonet and marry Damian Marley. I mean, I'm out of that phase now, but still, I still want to try making my hair in dreads. I feel like I would look great in rasta. I
think still every other week I consider shaving my head off completely.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I definitely consider Britney Spears 2012 just
but it looks amazing.
It does, but there's an awkward growth phase.
For sure. That awkward length? Oh, for sure.
Where because I've shaved the back of my head, I understand.
Ah.
You really don't know what to do with that. You just go and put on a beanie and leave at that stage. There's nothing to be done about it. But one, I really do want to talk about, because we haven't really addressed this in our videos either, for women who did decide to shave their head. Not just as a society, but just as humans, we have come to associate femininity with a woman's hair.
Oh, absolutely.
And once a woman decides to remove that, people act like
she's taken something away from herself?
Yes, like your femininity card is not just provoked because you decided. No! First of all, it's your hair. Literally anything you do to it is up to you.
Of course.
And, oh man, these women look amazing.
I think it gives you...
It makes me want to shave my head. Yeah, this freedom of just
being badass.
No burden.
Absolute. Can you imagine just waking up and just beat in the face and just leaving the house?
Oh, God.
Every woman who I've seen who shaved her head just looks like a freaking goddess.
Is a level of confidence that it definitely adds. And you're just like, okay, queen.
Okay.
I see it. It's very visible. I see the strength. And so for any woman that has decided to shave her head off, for whatever reason, and our culture has multiple reasons why women do that.
Yes.
Like a woman going through mourning is a huge part of it. And so for one, I want to tell our society to shut up. I know we like to tell women what to do with their faces, with their bodies, with their clothes.
With their entire life. Yes, absolutely.
And this conversation includes that as well. Stop telling women what to do with their hair. Stop being like, is that your real hair? Let me touch it.
You know what? I find that so awkward because I get that all the time where people are like, is that your hair? And I'm like, if you run your fingers through my hair.
It depends on who you are. Like, it depends on your demeanor for me. Because if a white person said it to me, maybe I'd be like, I don't know if that's culturally appropriate, sir or ma'am. But anybody, waitresses, just random complete strangers will be like, is that you?
With you, it's like, because the afro is so pretty, people will just run their hair through TG's
Everybody just wants to touch my head
without asking for permission. I think that, first of all, can I be real? If we're going to touch anybody's hair in this day and age, yes, and COVID, but even if God, God willing, we ever even step out of this pandemic, please don't just run your crusty hands through somebody's hair. It's just not okay.
I think there should be permission
if they're absolutely
with it. Yeah,
for sure.
And like I said, it depends on your demeanor. If I sense a demeaning tone from you, I'll be like, no, it's not my hair, it's a wig. No, because I just simply don't want to have that conversation with you.
I will say it's my hair, and I will say,
don't touch me.
Don't touch me.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm very defensive. But for me, I think this conversation is so vital, because I think that, like I said, since we're empowering and showcasing and highlighting so many topics, surrounding women, I feel like this is a great one to start off with, because we can be so encouraging. Yes. In a woman's hair journey. And I think that even starting the discussions, these might be discussions that we barely have or we don't even think to have, but I think that the understanding comes by simply being able to express what we feel, what we've gone through. And I think that if you guys have those discussions with your family and friends, you might understand each other more than you ever thought you would.
You really need to sit down and talk to each other, especially women. Talk to each other about what you go through with your hair, because it definitely is a private battle at this point.
It's one that you never think to talk about, though.
One, yes. Two, I think everybody just assumes everybody else doesn't struggle with it, when in fact, all of us have mini breakdowns every single morning.
I think that's absolutely true. Even when you go to the hair salon with friends,
yes,
and you all get your hair done, you kind of just feel like, okay, my struggle is my own. It's an independent struggle.
No one else and take it.
Yes, no one else is going through it. When in fact, that's not the case. And I feel like there are pieces of our self-esteem that have been chipped away because of certain conversations or things that have been said to us along the way with our hair.
Yeah.
So I think coming together, even me and TG being like, this is what we went through, there's a healing in that. It's something I never even thought to speak of.
Yeah.
And now that I have, I'm like, yo, it's not just me. And I'm getting through it. I'm embracing my hair. And in turn, it's helping me to love myself.
And we full on talk about it, where we're like, how we would be like, I'm going to go to the hair salon tomorrow. I'll be like, okay, put the butter in your hair. Take this much time. Make sure you were, fully hydrated. I'll be like, good luck.
Yeah.
Hang in there, baby.
Exactly.
Because you need it.
I need it.
You need the moral support.
Even I went to the hair salon this week, and I was like, TG, I don't know if I want to do box braids or if I want to do shurupa. Again, so cornrows. But I was like, my hair is dry, this and that. So we just had, different conversations. And she was like, you know what, do the cornrows again. It'll look good. And I was like, yeah. This is so weird that this is going to become a part of my staple hair, just styling. And so I did it again.
Yeah.
So just even that encouragement is good,
yeah,
too.
I went and got it done without telling her, because I wanted to be like, ta-da!
When I got my hair braided, did I tell you, or did I just do it? The braids?
You just showed up with braids, and we've been talking about it forever.
I think we both changed our hair at the same time, and we didn't tell each other.
We always do.
So I think we talked about it. You told me, you're like, oh, I did my hair cask. And I was like, really? And I was like, I did my hair shurupa. And then we saw each other, and it's like, oh my God.
We genuinely do spend a decent amount of time just being like, oh, I'm going through this and doing that. And it helps. It helps you feel better about each of your struggles.
True.
And it helps you bond in a weird way that I don't really know how to explain. Because I feel it, you feel it. It's just a thing women go through.
Absolutely.
And we completely see eye to eye and understand these things. So women, we encourage you to talk about your hair struggles. And this is for anybody within the spectrum. If you watch the video, you will watch that there are all different types of textures.
Yes.
You don't have bad hair.
There's no such thing.
These are just the types of hair.
As bad hair. I think we need to eliminate that from our vocabulary. Good hair and bad hair, and which falls into what category. It's not a thing. All hair is good hair.
The hair, like I say, exactly.
We have to remove that, this kind of hair type falls under bad hair, and this type of hair type falls under good hair. It is just hair, and all of it is good.
It's like saying this tree is good and this tree is bad when they're both just different types of trees.
Exactly.
And it doesn't make any sense. And we've learned that your hair has to be long or curly or straight or something for you to be considered, ooh, you're so blessed, you have such great hair. When in fact, it's just, we don't exactly understand how to take care of and feed and, treat every hair type for the specific type that it is. It's not a one for all types of situation where,
Sure.
One method doesn't care for all types of hair. So it's very important that you find out what type of hair you have.
And there are different products that cater to that. And we talk about that in our video.
Yes, that's why you need to go watch it. And once you figure out your texture and porosity, like me, technically, I don't have soft hair. I have nappy hair. But if I was able to develop a full-blown curl pattern and walk around with my curls.
And it's beautiful.
You know what I mean? I don't necessarily have the type of hair that curls as soon as it touches water and it's just curly by nature. No. There's a lot of work that has to go into it. But because it was something that I genuinely wanted, I put a little bit of effort in there, and you can get there with whatever hair type you have.
Yes.
So make sure to find the right products for you, the right care routine.
I think that is the two things that matter in terms of hair care. Being intentional about caring your hair and the consistency about caring for your hair. Because like TG, she's been very consistent. Whereas I have not. I was consistent at a point, and then I was like, let's flat iron this baby. And then I messed up.
And there is no shame in that, or there's
not.
You know what I mean? You can do whatever you want with it. Just take care.
This was the difference. When I say that I was inconsistent, I'm talking about the fact that I started to straighten it too much. And then that's when the breakage happened. So there's nothing wrong with straightening your hair and, curling it and all that. That's totally fine. But if you put too much heat, it will damage your hair over a period of time.
So learn how to use protective hairstyles. Learn to give your hair a little bit of a break from the pulling and the heat and the hair dyes or whatever you're doing to it. Give it a little rest and a little bit of love, and I swear your hair will be like, thank you, I'll behave.
TLC is what we're preaching out here.
Exactly. It's just a little love and tenderness.
And that is what we're going to leave you with before we get to a musical break. Again, make sure to watch our video on our YouTube page. You have to find it under Sis How Do I? A Hair Journey, and it's under Awaze on YouTube. That's AWAZE. But follow us on all social media on Awaze Show. That's AWAZESHOW. We'd love to hear about your journey. Yes. What have you gone through? How has it been for you? Your traumas, the ups, the downs. We want to hear all about it. Make sure to hit us up. Let's get to another song, and then when we come back, y'all, we're almost out of time. It's so crazy how time is almost up. It is so crazy, but do not move a muscle. We'll be back here on EBC 104.7. Let's get it.
Hey sis.
Hey sis.
I wanted to ask you, how do I tune into the Oaze Show in collaboration with the Australian Embassy? Easy. It airs every other Wednesday at 4 to 5 p.m. Hey sis.
Hey sis.
I wanted to ask you, how do I tune into the Oaze Show in collaboration with the Australian Embassy? Easy. It airs every other Wednesday at 4 to 5 p.m. on 104.7 FM. Sis, how do I? Brought to you by Oaze.
Hey, we're back, y'all.
That my best friend. She a real bad.
Hey.
Got her own money. I've been listening to that song quite a bit.
It easily gets stuck in your head for sure.
It's dangerous.
Welcome back, y'all, to Awaze's new show that we have every other Wednesday, so twice a month, and it's called Sis How Do I, in partnership with the Australian Embassy Ethiopia. And we're just talking about hair in this entire hour.
We are. When's the last time you heard about hair on the radio? I'm assuming it's been a minute.
It has definitely been, but we want this to be a topic that can be something that everyone chooses to discuss, and it's easier to talk about.
Yes, and eventually we can get rid of the stigmas of the types of hair and all learn to love and embrace them and take care of them.
That's exactly what we're trying to do, because we understand that there's absolutely so much stigma around here, and me and TG are about being transparent about any topic we discuss, really, and trying to break those barriers so that it's easier to discuss within each other.
Sure. So before we do wrap it up for the day, what is your message for the women and for their hair?
Ooh, this is a good one. For me, I believe that learning to embrace hair is a part of learning to embrace yourself. And I think that sometimes we reject certain parts of ourselves because of comparison, or because of just things that people have said to us over the years that we have learned to just reject about ourselves. And I think learning to embrace your hair and finding the beauty in your hair is, again, a journey in learning to love yourself. So that was something that I had to do, in the sense of my hair was just so much, and I was like, love this hair, Hawi. This is the crown that you have. It is a part of you. And if you learn to take care of it and manage it, it can be the part of you that you will learn to really love and express and just be creative with. And I've learned to do that in this year, and I've experimented in different ways. And I encourage those of you who feel like, well, my hair has to look like this and it has to be like this. If you learn to accept it for what it is and love it for what it is, I promise you, you will learn to love yourself in a way that you never thought you could. So for me, being open about your traumas and about your experiences and that journey to loving yourself is going to be one experience that will change your entire life.
Absolutely.
What about you?
Yeah, I think it's the same for me. What I've learned from taking care of my hair, one is, I think a lot of people think it's expensive to try and take care of your natural hair, which is... avocados and eggs and yogurt
and banana, all of that
that's literally all I did, besides maybe one product that I added into my routine.
One thing that was Curl Love that she said was that in the interview that we had with her was learning how to love your hair or take care of your hair can start in the kitchen.
It really is so easy, and we have the necessary tools all around us, and we've been taught them. It's just we lack a consistency. We lack the urge to try it and keep doing it. I do notice, especially with the younger ones, a sort of revival in wearing your natural hair the way that it is, which I love. It makes me so happy. And that doesn't mean you can't be diverse or try a whole bunch of things. At the end of the day, it's on your head and you can do whatever you want with it. It's just... it comes with accepting the rest of you.
Absolutely.
It really is just a part of that. There is ridiculously high standards for women all around with everything else. And it's the same with hair.
Yes.
So I don't want society to make you feel like if you don't go buy 10,000, 50,000 bare human hair that you can't no. If that's what you want, then go ahead and do it. But I don't want society to make you feel like you have to break the bank
to be able to manage your hair,
to feel beautiful, to be able to manage your hair. So please do your research, talk to other women, have honest conversations about the little things. That's how we learn and move forward. And
for sure.
Build bonds. So take this day as the first day of being like, okay, I'll try something new for my hair. I will do a mask once every 2 weeks, once a month even.
Yes.
It makes a huge difference when it all gets accumulated together. Otherwise, you're going to regret it when you get older and you lose all your That's how I'm going to end this.
And just that's what we're
eventually you regret it.
And we just hope that you take the time to just explore and discover yourself. That's what we want to say. Thank you guys for joining us for the last hour.
Hey.
And we're going to see you guys not the coming Wednesday, because that's when we release another video.
Part 2. We'll tell you the title as usual. It's called Girl Boss.
Hey.
That's all we're telling you. Our second video is called Girl Boss, and it's coming out next week.
Exactly. And so the next radio show is going to be the Wednesday after that. So like we said, every Wednesday you're going to have something with Awazi, Sis How Do I. Whether it's video or radio content, we'll keep you guys posted. But make sure to follow us on our social media on all platforms. That's Awaze Show. That's AWAZE. SHOW. And again, we love y'all. Thank you guys for rocking with us. And we normally end the show with
stay hydrated. Don't make bad decisions. Make good decisions.
At all. I was going to say, don't make any bad decisions. Yes, guys. Much love and appreciation. Awaze out. Let's get it. Hey sis.
Hey sis.
I wanted to ask you, how do I
tune into the Oaze Show in collaboration with the Australian Embassy? Easy. It airs every other Wednesday at 4 to 5 p.m.
Hey sis.
Hey sis.
I wanted to ask you, how do I
tune into the Oaze Show in collaboration with the Australian Embassy? Easy. It airs every other Wednesday at 4 to 5 p.m. on 104.7 FM.
Sis, how do I? Brought to you by Awaze.